How old are you at this point when you're thinking, that first time you think to yourself, I'm the man of the house?
About 14 years old.
Just let that breathe.
I know. So we got 14 on the block.
Yeah.
Let's talk about why we got you there on the block. Let's talk about those days and those nights. I know it wasn't as simple here and there. Like, we talking about hours you had to stand there, right? Like,
Yeah.
So can you like elaborate on that? If there's any meals coming in, anybody stopping by?
Yeah, I mean, just like those old heads said years ago, I always took that to heart, that I had something that the other guys didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I would always dissect the situation to see what this man is doing wrong and how I can do it better.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the guys, and most of the times it was recreational use. And I want to know parts of that. If they can't come up because they're enjoying themselves with the same product from here and there, and then I could see it progressing, I want no parts of that. You know, I'm in it for one reason and one reason only. And I mean, late nights, and I prided myself on being that go-to person that you could get in touch with no matter what time of night, day was it. And I remember a time that when and to go back to say that even though I prided myself on, okay, they doing this as recreational, I'm no parts of it. I eventually started. And because it was part of the crew, part of the crowd. Started having fun with it. Before I know it, I'm doing it just as much as they doing. And I remember going through addiction and saying, no. And I'm talking about raw, hardcore addiction. And when I decided, when I went after recovery, I looked at recovery like, okay, I gotta stay away, I gotta get myself straight. But I still watched the guys that came up doing that process. And I felt like they didn't have what I had. So I put like an S on my chest. When I get back or when I get right, I'm gonna really rip it up. Now I'm gonna go hard. And you know, I can remember my brother. I can remember us at Red Lobster one night, and all of us out there celebrating his birthday.
Y'all had some epic with Red Lobster.
Yes, epic. Red Lobster was a joke out there.
Hey boy, Red Lobster ain't never seen those type of numbers.
Yeah, no,
ever.
never.
Yeah.
And my brother came to everybody was drinking and playing, and just so happened he came to the bathroom, and everybody at the table, I was almost the new kid on the block as far as the lowest on the block, but he knew that the guys that was over me, he knew I was gonna blow past him. And they all came in the bathroom, and I was in the bathroom, and we had the stall shut. And they was laughing, and I opened the door like, man, y'all chill, like for somebody to come in here. And they was like, what you doing in there? And then when I opened the door, they seen two people in there with me. And I'm like, they getting it right here. They were like, man, you in Red Lobster. And when we went back to the table, he was like, it's over for y'all. Like, he's not gonna stop. Like,
one of my mans used to work at the lodge there, and the day after y'all left, he got a story where he was like, came to work, he came outside the kitchen, he was like, well, where everybody at?
Yeah.
I was like, man, they got everybody. It was like, he's like, Red Lobster changed in one day. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, y'all had some epic times. So, kind of help paint this picture of when you just, so at some point, right, and this is with anything, this is with life, with business. I know sometimes you start a business and you started with an idea to go a certain place, but it's always about the money. Mm-hmm. And then at some point you realize in business is like, bro, the money's coming in, but I feel like I'm spending a whole lot too much more time on why staff ain't happy, mm-hmm. or I can't get the supplies I need to come in time. And so it's always this kind of like this watershed moment in business, at least, where you say, all right, if the money is why I'm here, and obviously I'm doing something I like, how do I minimize the BS mm-hmm. so that, man, being in my own business is fun for me, mm-hmm. right? At some point, you're in the streets, and while, yeah, you start out to help moms and to help everyone, at some point, even if you don't mentally say, oh, it's about something else now, at some point, you definitely made a lot more money than mom did. Yeah. So at some point, it kind of got away. Yeah. And super intelligent. When you look back at that time now, what do you see? What do you say, like, man, if I would have just, or if, like
I knew it had got away. Mm-hmm. And I was one of the only ones, and we talk about it today, mm-hmm. like I was one of the only ones that reminded everybody that it got away, mm-hmm. and that we were in trouble. Mm-hmm. And long before it happened, mm-hmm. I mean, I pride myself on doing the math, and I knew that, okay, what we initially set out to do is no longer exists. Mm-hmm. You know, and we live in a life that we're not going to be able to live like this. Mm-hmm. Like something is going to happen, and I knew, and I reminded all the guys in the group that we really hung out like, boy, this is getting ready to blow up. Mm-hmm. This is getting ready to blow up in our face. Mm-hmm. And so that was